Hi, I'm Jessica Bartoletti. We're here today at Studio One in Woodstock, New York. I've been teaching Pilates for 15 years, and I was trained by Steve Giordano. My student today is Michelle.
Hello.
Let's get moving. We'll start with pulling the straps. We'll be on one sprint for pulling the straps. Your shoulders will line up with the edge of the box. You're going to tighten your abs and tighten your inner thighs to lengthen your lower back and tuck your hips under. The shoulder joints will externally rotate. The back of the neck will go very long, and the top of your head is going to reach out to the wall while your toes reach to the opposite wall, getting length in the entire body. Keeping the abs tight, on your inhale, pull the arms back as you extend the upper back and push the chest forward. Exhale, lower those arms back down. Keeping that scoop tuck under here, inhale, the arms pull back. Chest pushes forward from the upper back extension. Exhale, lowering those arms all the way down. Slide the arms down for the T. Arms straight out of the shoulders. Again, shoulder joints roll open. Abs and inner thighs pull tight to lengthen the lumbar. And we'll keep the shoulders rolled open as you pull the arms back. Don't pull back quite as far, Michelle. Instead, work on getting more lift and extension in that upper back. Bring the arms forward. Hold here, lengthen the back of your neck even more, and then inhale, pull back as you extend the upper back. Think about the lift up more than the arm pull, and the arms come forward. We'll bring the handles together to get ready for the backstroke. For the backstroke, we're going to add a sprint. So we'll have 2 sprints on for that backstroke. The shoulder blade, the mid-shoulder blade will be lined up with the edge of the box. And you'll take one handle in each hand, rounding the head and the neck up from those upper abs, placing the handles in front of the head with a little tension on the straps. Then a deep lower belly scoop to round the lower back. Good, Michelle. Keeping those knees to the chest from that flexion in the round back more than in the hips. Then on an inhale, arms and legs reach straight up in the air. Exhale, open arms and legs. Inhale, push the arms and the legs forward. And exhale, bend arms and legs back in, keeping the rounds up in both the upper and lower region. Inhale, arms and legs to the sky. Exhale, open them sideways. Inhale, push them forward, squeeze the inner thighs tight, excellent. And exhale, bend arms and legs back in. Keeping a high round up as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, open to the sides. Move those shoulder joints a little too. Inhale, push the arms forward. Squeeze the legs tight. Exhale, bend the knees in. Place the hands behind the head, getting ready for the teaser. Stretching through the tricep by bringing the elbows close to the head and reaching them towards the floor. Keeping the abs tight, we're going to lower one leg down and then squeeze the inner thighs as the other leg goes down. Then we take one spring off for the teaser, so we're only on one spring. To prepare, we're going to get those abs pulling in deep and the lower back pressing into the mat as the head rounds up and the feet lift up. Arms out to the sides, rolling the body all the way up, balancing below the sacrum and above the sit bones. Then open the arms as you roll back down and take a little arch, but hold the abs tight in that arch. And then re-engage your round spine as you pull the body up, lifting the arms and the legs, bouncing on that coccyx bone. And exhale, open the arms out to the sides. Place the handles together into one hand, the right hand, and step right up. Then we get ready for our semicircle. In the semicircle, we'll add a spring, and Michelle's going to lay right down on that mat and take her feet to the bar. We'll set up in the center of the mat, hips a little bit to the right for you. Good. And then we're going to take the ball of the foot on the bar with the heels together and the heels a little bit lifted. The feet slip around in this one, so it is okay to make minuscule adjustments as you move. With the hands on the shoulder blocks, abs pull in tight to start tipping the hips up in the air slightly. And then press against the blocks as you walk on the shoulders, just like their feet, all the way down, sending the knee forward so that you get a stretch in the front of the legs, heels lift up. Right, it's okay if your legs are tight to let your heels lift up a little bit, but we do want to try to bring the heels together as much as possible. And we can see that her hips are a little tight. She's working on it. They're opening it up. On an inhale, you're going to push all the way out, stretching to the end of the carriage there. And as you exhale, articulate the spine from the upper region, wrapping around the edge of the carriage, down with the pelvis. Then bend the knees in on your inhale, and exhale, tucking from the lower part of the back, lifting the hips and sending the knees forward, trying to reach out through the femur to stretch the front of the hip joint there. Lengthen the neck, pushing the head out. The legs will follow. On your exhale, roll down into those springs all the way. Good, Michelle. Bend the legs in and rolling up and over. Stretching those knees forward, stretching the legs out. Pause here. We want to avoid overdoing the ribs flying, so we don't get too much compression in that lower back, but we get instead more opening in the front of the hips. Then we'll reverse the move by rolling down into the springs, letting the hips go down, stretching out of the shoulders with the hips down and the legs as straight as can be. Then lower abs, roll the hips up. Hamstrings push down on the bar to lift the hips as she comes forward. Good, Michelle. Inhale as you roll down into those springs. Let the arms stay straight and the neck stay long. Exhale, pushing the legs all the way out. On your inhale, scoop tuck the lower abs in to lift the hips, then hammy push down to lift the hips even more, sending that carriage forward. Lowering the hips just a bit, especially those ribs for you though, and then walking on those shoulders again, just like their feet, to close the carriage and come all the way up, the hips still in the air, and then you would articulate the spine down to step right up to the side for the kneeling chest expansion. We'll stay on 2 springs, come on the mat, take your knees close to the blocks. Line the knee up underneath where the hip joint is. So it's going to be a little more narrow than the outside of your hips. Reach down and take a hold of the leather straps. Good, holding a little bit further in than the end of the straps. You have a light tension on the straps and the pinky side of the hand is right in front of your leg. You're going to feel your lower legs, we're going to move her lower leg just a little so it's in a straight line there. You're going to feel your lower legs pushing into the mat, your knees pushing into the mat, and from that downward pressure, lift the head up. And by doing that downward pressure and the upward pressure, hopefully we feel inner thighs engage, abs engage, glutes engage, and the chest open, right? So you want to get that downward pressure to get everything in the body to fire up, to hold you stable so you don't fall forward in this exercise, because it is a possibility, especially if you're not using the variation of the toes hooked on the ends there. Externally rotate the shoulder joints. Pulling the arms back without moving anything else. Only pull back far enough that you can stay externally rotated. And then the head looks to the left or the right, it doesn't matter. Look to one side. Stay on that side and stretch open the right pec. And then let's look center and look to the other side again and stretch open the left side. Good opening in that pec and neck there. Look center, bring the arms to the front. Stay tight, keep that downward pressure and that upward pressure. As you inhale, pull the arms back, hold them close to the body and pull your shoulder blades down. Look towards the left. Stretch the right side open. Look towards the right. Stretch the left side open. Look center and exhale, bring those arms to the front. Thanks so much for watching today, and we hope we're going to get to do a full class on Pilates Anytime. Bye.